Hello and welcome back. So what you just heard was for me the best sound I've ever played with. That was the Kemper. I'm not saying necessarily the Kemper is the best thing that I've played on, but this sound that I've found thanks to the Kemper, which I might not have found if it weren't for the simplicity of testing like different pedals with different amps and combinations. I mean, it might have taken me 10 years to figure this out, or 20, or I don't know, 10 months. But still, the point is, the Kemper as a tool helped me to figure out the combinations and what I really liked. I mean, my sound has always been like a cranked Marshall with a tube screamer in front of it. But I'm actually shifting towards this wonderful, bright, sticky, fluid sound that is just phenomenal to play with. It's so much fun. So what it is a treble booster of some kind. I don't know, it's built in the Kemper. The clean sound, or the clean-ish sound without the pedal, sounds like this. And you've probably heard that a million times before. This is a Plexi from, I believe, '68. It is a very good profile by a Michael Britt. It is one of my favorites, and it sounds amazing with a tube screamer, but it just sounds magical with this thing going on. So let me just turn on the treble booster again, and yeah, it's instantly there. So what I started thinking right after I found this sound, and I like, geez, this sound is amazing. I want to try to recreate it in the real world, the analog world. So I was looking at treble boosters and trying to figure out which one this was based on, and I don't know. So I've read some, and I've came to the conclusion it's doesn't really matter which one you're doing. And so I found like a basic schedule of a I guess it's a clone of a clone of a clone. So it's basically like a range master, but it's been modified and some. It's very simple. It's this right here, and it's just a bunch of wires and a board. It has a transistor, which is supposed to be a germanium transistor. It has some caps and some few resistors and some biasing pots, and in and outs, tone and volume. So I'm gonna be building this real quick in this video, and we'll try some different options and see what it sounds like. Well, okay, so I'm gonna skip back into the past and build this, because it's actually already done, but who doesn't do that in television these days? So yeah, a cool little circuit and a very good sound. And I mean, this is just my first try on this one, so I'm gonna be, what do you say, I'm gonna expand and experiment with this circuit to find the best possible way. So you heard my my dream sound, the sound that is just phenomenal to play with, and it's fun, it sounds great, and I would imagine it would cut through a mix very easily. It's not heavy distorted, but it does something to the tone. I mean, it's so easy to play with. Try that with a dual rectifier, you would, yeah. But anyway, let's skip to the building part, and then we'll experiment in here and play some more. All right. All the components in. I have a socket for the transistor. In that way I'm gonna be able to switch transistors fairly quick and be able to see if there's any difference and which one I like the most. So what's left with this build is to get the volume and tone, and also the in and output, and some power to this, and then we can test it. All right. Okay, so I've added all the connections, and here's my level, my tone, and my, let's see, there we go, output jack and input. And this is the switch for if you want like the regular treble booster or mid or I don't know, lead booster, something like that. You have three different basically three different filter caps that it runs through first. So it'd be cool to check that out. Also have my power lead. Right now it's just a quick connector, so I can just add a 9-volt battery. Let's put a transistor in and test it. Okay, so let me first show you the clean sound. Well, the amp sound without any pedals. So that would be this. it's a great Plexi profile by Michael Britt, one of my favorites. So anyway, the absolute favorite sound is that amp with a treble booster, everything on full. This is the built-in treble booster in the Kemper, and I absolutely love that sound. So let's listen to that. Okay, so very cool. I love that edgy sound. Might be just a hair too thin, but you can always change that. Let's listen to this. So what we just heard was Kemper only. So let's see what this adds, like this, yeah, this mess right here. All right. Okay, so I have this circuit hooked up into the Kemper. I know that isn't the best way to do it. A treble booster works best in a driven tube amp, but for this video I want to try to get as close as the built-in treble booster as I can. So I'm just doing this, and I'm hoping the Kemper won't notice. Right now I have a actually not a germanium transistor in. This is a silicon, but a very old one. It has a fairly high HFE. We'll try later on with a true germanium and see what that sounds like. I have the bias all set up, and it sounds like this. Sucks so liquidy and so good. It feels literally, this is the best sound I ever played with. I mean, it's so smooth and so silky and yeah, liquidy. I mean, it's just, oh, it's great. So this is with just a crappy old silicon transistor, and I mean, look at it. It's just here on the bench. I mean, yeah, I have some noise. Fine, that's okay. I mean, these things makes noises, so that's fine. But I mean, to be able to get this result out of a simple circuit like this without any fancy transistors, I mean, look at it. So this is a germanium transistor, and I mean, if it's the right one, and if it's a new old stock from like the 60s, I mean, these go for ridiculous amounts of money these days. I'm not even sure that anyone is going to notice it. It's just like, yeah, it's a mental thing. I mean, buying one of these for like 30 or 50 bucks, that's just insane. I don't know. I'll probably do it at some point because I'm just curious. I want to try like a real Mullard OC42 or something with this circuit. But I mean, when I get results as good as this on with an old silicon transistor, I mean, I should just quit and put this in a box and be happy with it. But it's not. That is not how this works. So we'll see. Okay, so next we'll try the let's try this one. This is a what is it? It is a I can't even read it. Okay, let's grab another one. So it is a SFT 306. So I believe it's an old Soviet made germanium transistor. So let's pop that in. And I mean, I've tried a few of these old germaniums. I have a bag full of them, and some of them sounds like crap. They just have too low HFE value, so it's not going to give you the amounts of gain that you want for a pedal like this. I've tried a bunch, and I mean, I can just sit there and try transistors all day. And by the way, you could probably just test these and see what kind of values you get, but I'm gonna have to build like a test circuit or get a old transistor tester. I mean, I'm just gonna pop this one in one after one, and my ears can tell if they're good or not, so I don't really see the need for that. So I'm gonna try a few and we'll hear the difference. All right. Okay, I have one of the germaniums in, and it sounds like crap. We'll have a listen. Have an insane amount of noise. Well, I'm safe to say I got pretty ripped off when I'm buying this. I've tested a few and they don't sound any good. I have a really bad one here, so we'll listen to that. And I don't know. I should just perhaps try a tested one that the seller knows is good sometime in the future. But as of right now, this silicon version that I've found is actually doing a really good job. So I'll continue using that one. But for the heck of it, let's just try this really bad one. So when I say bad, it's probably just has a too low HFE value. And what happened, I mean, these germanium transistors has been sought after quite a long time now. So what happened was, like in maybe the early 2000s, you could get these like a bag of 1,000 or a bag of 100. And so what happened was, someone bought this pack and sorted out like the 100 best or the 10 best, and then just sold the rest. And the next buyer, he did the same. So he bought a pack of, let's say, 800, and he kept like the best 100. So this went on and on and on. So this pack has probably, I don't know, passed through like a lot of buyers, and this is like all the rejects. That's my theory anyway. So I don't know. Let's try the real crappy one, and then we'll just call it and come back to this build when I've finalized it a little bit more. I'm gonna mess around with the capacitor values also, because I think right now it's good, but it could be like I want something even brighter than I get right now, and I think the darkest setting is too dark, so I'm gonna try to find something in between. So yeah, we'll see about that. Let's do this, and then that's it for this video. All right, crappy one. Here we come. well, yeah, you can hear the difference. So finding a decent germanium transistor is certainly going to be the challenge here. But for now, off camera, I'll probably try every single one and see if I come up with a decent one. But I hardly believe so. But for now, I'm just gonna go with this, which I think sounds awesome. So I'm just gonna end this video with me playing, I mean noodling around with this transistor in. So yeah, let's do that.